of the week. I'm Dara Breen, and joining this week are Ed Gamble, Maisie Adam and Ed Byrne, Larry Dean, Hugh Dennis and Tiff Stevenson. We start with our round called If This Is the Answer, What is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Maisie, which category would you like?
Let's go home news.
Lovely stuff. Home news it is. The answer is 5 weeks. What is the question?
Is it how long does it take Rory Stewart to shed his skin?
Is it if Jeremy Hunt started joking, how quickly would the NHS respond?
Is it how long before Chuka Umunna runs out of options and has to join the Brexit Party?
Is it how far into a contract does Paul Pogba fancy going somewhere else?
Is it how far into Chernobyl did I get before I realised Game of Thrones hadn't taken an odd turn?
Is it how long is 1 minute of cricket?
If I say I'm running 5 minutes late, how late am I actually running?
Surely it's how long until we, the British public, find out who is our next Love Island winner! My money's on you.
Right. I can't believe you are new to this show and you're already roasting me.
You know how I feel.
Is it how long a senator from Alabama or Georgia thinks it takes a woman to realise she's pregnant?
Is it for how long did I lie to my driving instructor that I'd failed my test because I loved him and I wanted to keep seeing him? That makes some truth into this show.
That is like a Richard Curtis movie waiting to happen.
Don't need the sex, just the love.
Oh, L for love. This writes itself.
Is it how long after I pump you can you walk again?
OK, all right. We had established a charming and whimsical note in the show, right? L for Love, and the sequel, L for Love 2.
Is it how would I ask for 5 wigs in a French wig shop?
I like that. You wouldn't even say 5 weeks.
No?
5 weeks. 5 weeks. Would you go in dressed as the police officer from Hello, Hello? I would like a 5 weeks. Does anyone have the correct answer?
Is it how long is the Tory leadership contest?
That is absolutely right. Thank you very, very much. Yes. The question I was looking for was, how long until the UK has a new Prime Minister? The Conservative Party leadership race is hotting up. Is expected to conclude by Monday, the 22nd of July.
The good news is that you don't have to watch it day by day, because the BBC have now released it on iPlayer as a box set. Spoiler alert, Boris wins.
It's taking too long. They should just do it quickly, like a bikini wax, because either way we end up with a painful twat.
This is the Channel 4 debate, which was on last Saturday, and the empty podium, which was left for Johnson, who didn't turn up.
They should have done it like they do on Match of the Day. It should have been a virtual Boris. He just walked down to the middle and folds his arms like that. And then Alan Shearer discusses his policies. That would be fantastic.
It was his excuse, though. He said, Boris says, there's too much blue-on-blue action. In Scotland, it's so cold, we just call that dogging.
I turned on too late. I thought Boris had been voted off the weakest link.
Do you even sense that, like, I have this weird thing, because he's so presumed that this... Well, clearly, he should be the next Prime Minister, that I feel, have I missed a couple of episodes of Boris Johnson? Because when I last tuned into Boris Johnson, he was a dreadful Foreign Secretary who was like, oh, I managed to get some British citizen put in jail for an extra 5 years. Wah, wah, wah. I seem to have lost one of the DVDs. And I turned it back on again. It's like, well, he's clearly the man to lead the entire country now. What?
It was one of those old ones that you had to flip over.
Oh, no! It was all on the other side!
His new girlfriend, apparently, has been intrinsic in making over Boris and making him seem like a human.
They have this amazing thing, apparently, that they, in the evenings, he and his new girlfriend go cycling and painting. What, do they do that together? Or does he cycle for a bit and then paint? And then in my head, I thought, is it possible? Is Boris Banksy?
They're making a lot of this whole makeover that Boris has had because he looks a lot smarter. Like suddenly getting yourself a nice haircut is going to change your career.
Have you just broken up with someone, Ed?
Because this is a terrible way to tell them.
They're trying to make themselves look cool, aren't they? I've never wanted to do drugs less than when Gove and Boris and Hunt came out and said they'd done them. I reckon for millennials, this must be like their Zammo moment from Grange Hill.
This is a massive cautionary tale that end drug use in this country forever.
Yeah, it's
Picture
just...
of Michael Gove going, I've left something for you. There was another poll during because obviously the way this works is that there's an elimination of Tory candidates. You reduce it down to 2, and then the actual election takes place, which takes place among the members of the Conservative Party. But they did a poll of the Conservative members saying, what would you sacrifice for Brexit to happen? And 61% said they would dump Scotland.
That would make me vote Tory.
Really? If you could guarantee if you've done everything.
Because before, I thought the arguments were a bit weird, like, oh, Scotland, if you leave the UK, you're not going to be able to use the pound anymore. And we were like, oh, my God, what are we going to do with all our shopping trolleys? Totally. I usually vote for the Green Party. I didn't in the last election, though, because it was important. But, But my mum votes Tory, and she just said... The only reason why she said is because she says when you get older, you become more right-wing, which is why I don't think the Tories will ever win in Glasgow, because none of us live long enough.
It's also long-winded as a process. Like, it was saying the other day in the papers, it was saying the vote takes place in oak-panelled committee room 14. Why do we need to know the interior design of the room? Like, is it like the judges' houses round? Like, if you don't get through, you get taken through to, like, an MDF-panelled room. And Cheryl Cole tearfully sits you down and says, I had to go with my gut.
I want Cheryl Cole now to do the whole thing.
Just,
I want everyone to be, oh, Esther, I thought you did so well. You absolutely smashed it until you went on Lorraine Kelly.
Just for how she pronounced Gove.
Woof! Michael Gove.
I couldn't tell if you said Michael Gove then or Biker Grove.
Oh, my God, imagine if all this time it's actually been Michael Gove.
He should come into his, like, speech things to the tune of Biker Grove. Everyone go, mate, oh, mate, oh, mate, oh, mate, oh, mate, oh, God.
Yeah!
I've actually wrote that.
Meanwhile, what brought Argentina and Uruguay to a standstill over the weekend?
Maradona dick pic.
Not that.
The South American Human Statue Championships?
No. Anyone know?
Yeah, they've had a massive power outage.
How massive was the power outage?
It affected 10 million people, I think. But what I love, there are lots of pictures. It goes, images of the power outage. And they're just photos in which you can't see anything, because and one bloke put, I've never seen anything like it. Have you never turned your lights off in your
Yes, all across sort of Paraguay, Brazil and Chile, as well as most of Argentina and Uruguay. It's
very good, Uruguay.
Well, I had a moment there where I didn't know it was going to be Uruguay or Uruguay. Uruguay.
Was anyone affected in Venezuela?
Colombia.
I actually once went to Venezuela to buy 5 weeks.
We cannot send you the weeks, senor. We do not know where the weeks are. We're looking for the weeks with your hands. Will this week do you, sir? That feels like a good week. wigs got in the dark in Central America. It makes no sense. It's just me now, isn't it? It's just me. I'm just on my own thing now. I'm on my own. I'm very happy here. Hola, ¿qué tal, señor? Sí. Which of my wigs would you like? Okay. This is, by the way... This is just the relief at not having to talk about the Conservative Party election for 5 minutes. Plus the fact that we can be as offensive as you want about people in South America. They can't see, they've no electricity.
I think, Jamie, I thought this would be a perfect time for South America to mess with Trump, because since it's all dark, they could all hide, and then when the lights come back up, just leave a note there saying, got dark, so we've headed north.
It'd also be the perfect time for the Falkland Islands to invade Argentina.
Eventually wake up and there's a penguin on the end of the bed. Just staring with its penguin eyes. They're like a doll's eyes. Staring at you, staring and then waddling away. Okay, at the end of that, the points go to Tiff, you and Larry. Now we play a round called Finding Tory. This game involves Maisie Adam and Larry Dean, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the Wheel of News, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is going out. Who wants to come out? Maisie.
I love going out. Proper love it. Total slave to the sesh. Oh, massive slave to the sesh. I love going out, but as you've probably noticed, I'm quite tall. And people always say to me, they say, oh, Maisie, it must be lovely being tall and being a woman with long legs. You can model. Can I? I don't like it, right? I don't like being this tall. I wish I was sort of like a little bit shorter, like a sort of cute height, like a 5'6", 5'7" kind of height. Like, basically, I want to be able to go on a night out and wear high heels and everyone not be at tit level. I dream of a date, this is where I'm at with my height. I dream of a day where I can go on a date, right, and that's not it. Some people looking at me like, I see the problem. I dream of a day where I can, like, go on a date with a lad and, like, sit on his knee and it look cute. It look romantic, rather than it look like I'm restraining him until security comes. Sort of where I'm at with it at the moment. I've always been tall as well, always been tall. Was tall even as a kid, way taller than everyone else, which meant that I was never a cute kid. And I remember quite, like, clearly the defining moment in my life where I realised I wasn't cute. I was 6 years old. And I had a bowl haircut, actually cut with a bowl, by my dad. Bright blonde hair, that was my natural hair colour. Bright blonde hair, bowl haircut. Basically, when I was 6, I looked like Jack from Titanic. I remember so clearly this defining moment where I realised I wasn't cute. I was on holiday with my family in Blackpool, because we knew how to live. And we went to the shopping centre one day and I got lost. And like any good 6-year-old kid, I went to the Lost Children Centre to tell the lady. But I was really shy at 6 years old, so I went up to her and I was like, excuse me, I've lost my mum and dad. She went, don't worry, sweetheart, tell us your name and we'll put an announcement out on Tannoy. So I said, Maisie. She went, you what? I said, Maisie. This is what went out on the Tannoy in Blackpool Shopping Centre when I was 6 years old. Hello, this is Chelsea from the Lost Children's Centre. Can the parents of a little boy called Moses... him, please. He's wearing a Spice Girls T-shirt and leopard print trousers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That leaves us with Larry. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is confidence. There you go.
I'm not a very confident person. I think it's because I was a virgin until I was 23. That's too long. That's way too long. I genuinely think this, right? You know there's a minimum age you can have sex at? I think there should be a maximum age you have to have sex by. If you're 20 and you've not lost your virginity, the government should get involved. Because sex is like chicken pox. If you don't get it when you're a bit younger, it is going to scar you in later life. Because I've got no confidence, even in the way I look, right? Because I've got body dysmorphia. Like, body dysmorphia, if you don't know, is like the way that you see me is not the same way I see myself, right? So you're looking at me, and you probably see a skinny, white guy. A lot of the times I look at my reflection, I see a fat Chinese lady. And she usually says to me, go away and stop looking through my window. So I thought what I'll do this year is I'm going to slim down and I'm going to tone everything up, right? Even though it's 2019, right? Because 2019 is a difficult year to lose weight because it's bad luck, because it's actually the year of the pig. I know that because my reflection told me. So what I did is I bought this bad boy. It's a pedometer watch, right? And I've never had a pedometer watch before, but I've noticed something, right? Whenever I wear my pedometer watch on my left hand, I walk like 5,000 steps a day. When I wear it on my right hand, I get jizz on it.
Thank you very much, Dean. Points at the end of that round go to Maisie Adam. Our next round is called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So what's going on here?
Oh, is this Donald Trump reading a poem to a hedgehog?
Oh, spiky one. Your spikes are so good.
Trump presents his new immigration colour chart.
I think he looks like a teacher who's found a note being passed round about him, and he's been like, well, Year 7, I think it's very nice that you think I'm a wazzock in a wig.
Is it one of Ed's wigs?
My wig!
My wig!
Does a bit of paper just say yawn?
I'll tell you what, the White House is a lot smaller close up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Trump holds tiny piece of paper in order to make his hands look bigger?
Is this a YouTube tutorial on how to origami a white hood?
Does it just go, it's like a horror movie. It says, open this and we will steal your eyes.
Trump wins ticket to Wonka Factory.
Do you want to know what it really is?
Yeah, go on. What is this?
OK. It's Donald Trump.
You're very, very responsible. This is President Donald Trump, who launched his official re-election bid on Tuesday night in Florida. The president addressed 20,000 people in Orlando, calling the event the hottest of them all, of course. And so it all begins again. Another Trump election. Are we all excited? Yeah.
Hasn't he claimed that the polls are wrong?
Yes, he has.
So he's
Yeah,
claimed
the
that
Poles and the Romanians.
That's him. He left his who left their job in the White House.
Well, Sarah Sanders, she said she left. Whether we can believe her or not, I don't know.
She did. She said she wanted to be remembered as honest and transparent. Well, I want to be remembered as Chris Hemsworth, but I think that ship sailed. What tweets did he send out this week that caused some excitement?
He sent out a tweet where he got the name of the Prince of Wales wrong.
Quite dramatically, actually. I'm not sure if you saw this. I met with the Queen of England, bracket, UK, close bracket. It's just to clarify which Queen of England it was. Yeah. Oh, the Queen of England, bracket, UK. Oh, sorry. And the Prince of Wales.
There's only one letter wrong, guys.
It was pretty wrong, though. I and the Prince of Wales. That was me as I sing my song to lure the whales in.
Their song isn't... the actual Prince of Wales song isn't that different to Wales' song. He goes... That's not... You do your Wales... You do your... Yeah? Easily confused with...
But even at the start, I'm even talk to foreign governments. Even the fact no, they literally are. They don't. They are foreign governments. Foreign governments, so-called foreign governments.
I like that everything is
Everything.
like a teenage girl, like, oh my God, we talked about everything. First we did makeup, then we did boys, then we talked about marine life and the whales.
Well, he didn't just meet the Prince of Wales, he also met Prince William. Sorry, Free Willy. You're right, he shouldn't be, like, it was an easy mistake. He shouldn't be publicly shamed for it, shamooed for it.
It wasn't on porpoise.
No. No. I will accept Shamu. I am rejecting porpoise.
The Prince of Wales with an H is a better nickname for Prince Philip, if you think about it, because he's grey, he's endangered, and he can't drive for shit.
As we know, that's the defining feature of a whale. It's the ability to drive. No, your blind spot. Your blind spot. Meanwhile, laughing in the face of possible danger. What's going on here?
Oh, let's talk about this.
Oh.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, nobody actually died, so it's a laugh, but this is the precursor to a war with Iran. So, you know, it's like a picture of the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Hey, what's up with this Archduke Franz Ferdinand? That's not going to lead to anything. They all laughed on Mock the Week 1914.
I didn't know that's what it was. I thought that passengers on cruise ships are now so old, they've just started cremating the whole thing.
I thought it was a booze cruise that had over-ordered on flaming sambucas.
You have to say there are easier ways of finding out which way the wind is blowing.
This is actually, I'm quite fluent in this. This is smoke signal for...
And I bet the captain of that ship wishes he hadn't sailed into square D7.
There's only one explanation for this. Richard Hammond on a pedalo.
Can whoever's singing My Heart Will Go On please shut the fuck up?
This is an oil tanker, one of two in the Middle East that were attacked last week. The President Trump said that it was Iran who did it.
Is it not true, though, that the big debate here is because Jeremy Corbyn hasn't accepted the evidence?
Yes.
Is that right?
Well, I don't think it's the... I mean, I think there's... the big debate here maybe about it is, yeah.
Yeah, so he hasn't... Yeah, not there. Clearly not in Iran and Saudi Arabia.
I'm sure on the boat...
Jeremy Corbyn.
On the boat, as the thing exploded,
Yeah.
they weren't going, I hope Jeremy Corbyn accepts the evidence! I'm not leaving the boat until Corbyn makes a statement. Yeah.
Is this Jeremy's approach to finding out about who... Just knock on the... Where were you on that tanker?
Funny if he opened it, there's a guy just dripping in oil going, oh, funny you should mention that.
I'm looking at this picture and I feel like he's walked me home and I'm like, I can get myself in, thank you.
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Ed Millionaires. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make the way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics and we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is rejected exam questions.
History of modern art, question 1. What the fuck is that meant to be?
No deal Brexit technology. Using only a battery and a dead rat, create a solar panel to heat your last tin of beans.
If you have 2 lanes of equal length, how long is it until you can run for Prime Minister?
If Susie has 3 apples and 2 bananas, what is the probability she's already told you about her new plant-based diet?
Draw a perfect sphere. You may use a protractor and Dara O'Brien's head as a guide.
Political science. Boris Johnson is set to be the next Prime Minister of Great Britain. Please explain how without using the term clusterfuck.
If Mary has 6 apples, Thomas has 4 apples, and Gavin has a knife, who has the apples?
solve X and Y by asking my ex, why?
Animal husbandry, question 1. Do you take this sheep to be your lawful wedded husband?
A-level statistics, question 1. What percentage of you lot are virgins?
If a milkshake is travelling towards a fascist at 30 miles an hour, how funny is that?
Metalwork. Fashion a toast rack. Heavy metalwork. Make a double album about your love of Satan.
Without using the letter C, spell Jeremy Hunt.
Chemistry. Do we have it? Because I just feel like there's a bit of a thing between us.
Panel show host qualification exam. Can you work epoxy buzzer?
Who knew?
If a boy is bullied at school for 8 hours a day and he has to use comedy as a defence mechanism, who's the real loser now, Neil Johnson?
The next topic is unlikely things to hear on a gardening programme.
And this is the soil where I spread my seed last week. In fairness, I didn't know the cameras were on.
Well, they look like onions, but they're not onions. They're my testicles.
I got the lawnmower from Halfords, I got the rake from B&Q, and I got the hoe from singlesexybabesinmyarea.com.
These are my peonies, and these is my peonies.
Gardening. All the effort of farming, but none of the profit.
So now that we've filled the hole, let's pop off into town to the pet shop and try and find an identical dog.
People ask me, why do you grow vegetables? And the answer is, I don't know. It's much cheaper in Tesco's, and I could have had a life.
This beautiful rose is just like my wife. Vibrant, full of life. And if you try and touch it, you feel a prick. Why did you leave me, Karen?
Welcome to Gardening with Michael Gove!
As you can see, these blackberries aren't doing very well, and that is because the technology is shit and not compatible with anything.
It's great to have a part of your garden that attracts wildlife.
Sweet pea. Often overlooked, but shouldn't be, as it could be the first symptom of type 2 diabetes.
Well, to be honest, I would dig it out with a spade, but I've never seen a blackhead like it.
Welcome to the Garden of Remembrance. Ah, there's where I left my keys.
There are hard and fast rules when it comes to laying turf. Sod's law.
I keep all my gardening equipment in different places. I've got a hose in different area codes.
Okay,
Bullshit!
I've got one more.
Oh, one more. Okay, one more, yeah.
There's hard and fast rules when you're laying turf. Sod's law!
At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, Maisie and Ed. And And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Ed Gamble, Maisie Adam and Ed Byrne. Commiserations to Larry Dean, Hugh Dennis and Chip Stevenson. Thanks for watching. I'm Darrell Green. Good night.